Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I am Sarah.
And hello from me too. I am Zane. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Yes, we are. If you are new, welcome. This is a great place to practice your English.
That is right, Sarah. We make our videos easy to understand. We speak slowly so you can hear every word.
Exactly. And today we have a very important topic. It is something almost everyone has to do at least once.
Oh, yes. It can be a bit scary, but it is very exciting too. Today we are talking about job interviews.
Yes, job interviews. How to get a new job, how to prepare, and what to say in English.
I remember my first job interview. My hands were shaking. I was so nervous.
Me too, Zane. I think everyone feels nervous. But do not worry, our lovely listeners. By the end of this podcast, you will feel much more confident.
That is the goal. We will talk about our own stories, share some great tips, and even learn some new vocabulary and grammar.
It's going to be a long, relaxing, and very helpful episode. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, sit back, and let us practice English together.
By the way, Sarah, how is your week going? You look very happy today.
Thank you, Zane. Yes, my week is great. The weather is beautiful today. The sun is shining, and that always puts me in a good mood. How about you?
I am doing well too. I went for a long walk this morning. It helps me clear my mind before we record our podcast.
That sounds lovely. Walking is a great way to relax. Speaking of relaxing, that's exactly what you need to do before a job interview, right?
Oh, absolutely. If you are too stressed, it's hard to speak clearly, especially in a second language.
So true. Let us start our main discussion. Zane, let us talk about what a job interview actually is for our complete beginners.
Good idea. A job interview is a meeting. You meet with a manager or a boss from a company. They ask you questions and you answer them.
Yes, they want to know if you can do the job well, and they want to see if you are a nice person to work with.
Right. It is not just a test. It is a conversation, just like the one we are having now.
I think that is a wonderful way to look at it. It's just a conversation.
But when it's in English, it can feel like a big test. Sarah, what was your very first job interview like?
Oh, wow. My first interview was for a job at a small coffee shop. I was only 18 years old.
18. Wow, you were so young. Were you scared?
I was terrified. I wore my best clothes. I think I wore a black skirt and a white shirt. I wanted to look very professional.
That is important. Wearing the right clothes shows that you care about the job.
Yes, it does. I arrived 20 minutes early. I sat in the waiting room and my heart was beating so fast. Boom, boom, boom.
I know that feeling. Did you have to wait a long time?
It felt like a long time, but it was only 10 minutes. Then the manager called my name. Sarah, she said. I stood up and smiled.
Smiling is key. It shows you were friendly. What did she ask you first?
She asked the most common question in the world. She said, "Tell me about yourself."
Ah, yes, the classic question. Tell me about yourself. Almost every interview starts with this.
Exactly. And back then, I did not know what to say. I just said, I am Sarah. I like coffee. I want to work here.
Well, that is honest. But today we will teach our listeners a better way to answer that question.
Yes, we will. But before that, tell me your story, Zane. What was your first interview like?
Well, my first real interview was for an office job. I was a bit older, maybe 21. I was applying to be an assistant.
An assistant? That involves a lot of organizing and talking to people.
Yes, and I was so worried about my English back then. Even though I studied hard, I was afraid I would forget all my words.
That is a very common fear for English learners. What happened when you walked into the room?
There were 3 people sitting at a big table. Not just one manager, but 3.
Oh no, that sounds very intense. A panel interview.
Yes, a panel interview. My mind went blank for a second, but I took a deep breath. I walked in, shook their hands, and said, "Good morning. It is a pleasure to meet you."
Wow, Zane, that is a beautiful phrase. It is a pleasure to meet you. It sounds very polite and professional.
Thank you. I practiced that phrase in front of my mirror 20 times the night before.
Practice makes perfect, right? Did the phrase work?
It did. They all smiled. It broke the ice.
To break the ice, that is a great idiom. It means to make a situation feel more relaxed and comfortable.
Yes. After that, the interview felt much smoother. They asked about my skills, and I told them about my university projects.
Did you get the job?
I did. I was so happy when they called me the next day. I felt like I was on top of the world.
That is amazing. It is such a good feeling when your hard work pays off.
It really is. Now, let us think about our listeners. Imagine you have a job interview next week. What is the first thing you should do?
The first thing is research. You must learn about the company.
Yes, research. Look at their website. What do they sell? What do they do? Who are their customers?
If you know about the company, you can answer their questions much better. It shows that you really want this job, not just any job.
Exactly. For example, if you are interviewing at a clothing store, you should know what style of clothes they sell.
Right. And you can say, I love your company's style. I see that you care about good quality. This makes the manager feel proud of their company.
That is a very smart tip, Sarah.
Thank you, Zane. Now, let us move into our learning section. Let us look at some important English words and grammar that can help during an interview.
Yes, let us do it. Let us start with grammar. When we talk about our past work experience, what tense do we use, Sarah?
We use the past simple tense. We use it to talk about things that started and finished in the past.
Can you give us an example sentence?
Sure. You can say, I worked as a salesman for 2 years, or I managed a small team in my last job.
I worked and I managed. Notice the ed at the end of the verbs. These are regular verbs in the past simple.
Yes, but remember, there are irregular verbs too. For example, I was a teacher, or I held weekly meetings.
Right. Was is the past of is or am, and held is the past of hold.
Perfect. Now, what if you are still doing that job right now? What tense do you use then?
In that case, you can use the present perfect tense or the present continuous. For example, I have worked at my current company since 2024.
Or you can say, currently, I am working on a big project. This uses the present continuous to show what is happening in your life right now.
These grammar points are very useful. They help the interviewer understand your timeline clearly.
Now, let us talk about some special words called action verbs. These are powerful words that make you sound strong and capable.
Oh, I love action verbs. Instead of saying, I did a lot of things, you can use words like organized, created, improved, or led.
Let us hear some examples. Instead of saying, I made a new website, you can say, I created a new website. It sounds much more professional.
Yes. Or instead of saying, I made the sales better, you can say, I improved sales by 10%.
Improved is a fantastic word. Every boss loves to hear the word improved. It means you make things better.
Yes, every company wants to improve.
Let us look at another word, led. It is the past tense of lead. You can say, I led a team of 3 people. This shows leadership skills.
Leadership is important, even for beginner jobs. It shows you can take responsibility.
Zane, what should someone do if they do not understand a question during the interview?
This is a very important question. Many beginners are afraid to say, I don't understand. They think it looks bad. But actually, it is okay to ask for clarity.
Yes, it is much better to ask than to give a completely wrong answer because you guessed the meaning.
But you should ask politely. Here are some polite phrases you can use. Sarah, can you share one?
Sure. You can say, could you please repeat that? It is simple, polite, and clear.
Perfect. Another one is, I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you say it again, please?
I didn't quite catch that. That is a very natural English phrase. It means I did not hear or understand everything.
Yes. And if you understand the words, but you need a moment to think about your answer, what can you say, Sarah?
Oh, that happens to me all the time. You can use filler phrases to buy yourself some time to think. For example, that is a very interesting question.
Oh, that is a classic. That is a very interesting question. Let me think for a moment.
This gives your brain a few seconds to find the right English words, and it sounds very thoughtful.
Another phrase is, That's a good question. It is short and gives you a moment to breathe.
Let us practice this. Zane, ask me a difficult interview question.
Okay, Sarah, what is your biggest weakness?
That is a very interesting question, Zane. Let me think. I think my biggest weakness is that I sometimes care too much about the details, so I take a bit more time to finish my work, but I am learning to work faster.
Wow, Sarah, that was an amazing answer. You used the filler phrase perfectly, and you turned a weakness into a positive thing.
Thank you. That is a little secret for job interviews. When they ask for a weakness, always share a small weakness and then explain how you are trying to fix it.
Yes, never say, I don't have any weaknesses. No one is perfect. The interviewer will not believe you.
And never say a terrible weakness like, I am always late for work. That will not help you get the job.
Definitely not. Being on time is one of the most important things.
I want to ask our listeners a question. Listeners, think about your own life. Have you ever had a job interview in English? How did you feel? Were you nervous or were you calm?
Please leave a comment below the video and tell us your experience. We love reading your stories, and it is a wonderful way to practice your writing skills.
Yes, write a short comment. Even just 1 or 2 sentences is great practice.
Now, let us talk about the end of the interview. This is another area where many people make mistakes.
Usually at the end of the interview, the manager will ask, do you have any questions for me?
And many people just say, no thank you. But that is a missed opportunity.
It really is. Asking questions shows that you are truly interested in the job and the company.
So what are some good questions to ask the interviewer?
You can ask about the daily routine. For example, what does a typical day look like in this role?
That is a great question. It helps you picture yourself doing the job. Another good question is, what do you like most about working for this company?
Oh, I love that one. It makes the interviewer talk about their own positive experiences. It makes the conversation end on a very happy note.
Yes, it does. You can also ask about the next steps. For example, when can I expect to hear from you regarding the next steps?
That shows you are organized and eager to start.
Now, Sarah, let us talk about body language. It is not just about the words we say, right?
Oh, body language is huge. Even on an online interview through a video call, your body language matters.
Yes, nowadays many interviews are online, so you should look at the camera, not just at the screen. That looks like you are making eye contact.
That is a great tip for video interviews. And if the interview is in person, remember to sit up straight and smile naturally.
And do not forget to wear comfortable clothes that still look professional. If your clothes are too tight or uncomfortable, you will feel more nervous.
That is very true. Comfort brings confidence.
Let us do a quick review of the main points we talked about today. First, research the company before you go.
Second, use the past simple tense to talk about your past work and use powerful action verbs like created and improved.
Third, if you do not understand a question, politely ask them to repeat it. Use phrases like, could you please repeat that?
Fourth, use filler phrases like, that is a very interesting question, to give yourself time to think.
And finally, always ask 1 or 2 questions at the end of the interview to show your enthusiasm.
Wow, we covered a lot of useful information today, Zane. I hope this helps our listeners feel ready for their next big opportunity.
I am sure it will. Remember, learning a language is a journey. Take it step by step and do not be afraid to make mistakes. Every mistake is a chance to learn.
Well said, Zane. Before we finish, I have one last question for our listeners. What kind of job are you looking for right now? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, we want to know what your dream job is.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss a lesson.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day, stay confident, and happy learning.
Goodbye, everyone. See you in the next video.